stay tuned because I'm showing you how to put together clue number 9 of the Cotton Cuts Piazza Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Alright folks, it is month number 9 of the Cotton Cuts Mystery Quilt. Piazza, I'm doing the Maggiore small version. There are 2 sections to this month, month number 9, or I should say clue number 9. There's this section, excuse me, and then that's 9A, and then we put together a 9B, which looks like this. They're easy. They do take a little bit more sewing. It took a little bit more time this month, but I tell you, month to month, this is just such a great program. Everything's cut for you. Everything matches perfectly. As long as you use that 1/4 inch seam allowance, you are good to go. So join me as I show you some tips and tricks for this month, and then I will see you next month to put it all together. All right, folks, it's hard for me to believe we're already on clue number 9, if I can say that correctly, of the Puzzle Mystery Quilt from Cotton Cuts. It is Piazza was the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I chose the Maggiore colorway, red, white, and blue. And here again is my color or my fabric chart, which tells me what all the fabrics that correspond with the letters are. Hopefully you've kept yours. I almost lost that at one point this year. Here's my clue. I'm doing the small version, and this is clue number 9. It looks a little bit more involved this month, but we'll do it together, and so it shouldn't be any problem at all. Looks like we have 2 sections. We have a section 9A and a section 9B. And it looks like in section 9A, we're doing 2 of the same, 2 of the section 9A and then 2 of section 9B. So let's get started with 9A. So for section 9A, step number 1, you're going to need 2 of your fabric C large triangles. In my case, that's the white. White was my fabric C. And then you're going to need 2 of the fabric E smaller triangles. And then 2 of the fabric F smaller triangles. And I already put these on the wrong side. Well, that would have been good to show you. So my E is this sort of medium, darker blue, like a royal blue. That is my fabric E. And my fabric F is this lighter blue. And you are going to make, these are like flying geese units. The first thing you're going to do is sew the E to the left side. So it's going to look like that in both cases, just 2 of them, using that 1/4 inch seam allowance. So you're just going to line these up, and I've shown you before how nicely that cutting, the way they cut, they fit so nicely together. And just sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance, maintain that really good accurate scant 1/4 inch seam allowance, and you'll have no problems at all. So I'm going to do that really quickly, and then you're going to press it, and you want to press towards E, and then after that we're going to add F, but I'll show you this step first. Alrighty, there we go. Those have been pressed towards E, and now I'm going to add F on the right side of both of those and press out towards the F. Alrighty, there are my 2 flying geese units, nicely pieced. I'm going to set those aside, and the next thing we're going to do are use some strips. You need 2 of your fabric Fs, in my case this lighter blue, and then 2 of the fabric Es. This is very easy sewing. I said there were a lot of parts to it, but this is nice, easy, straight line sewing. You're going to piece those so maybe it's easier to see it like that. Just going to piece the piece E on top of the piece F, both of those, and make those 2 times. Alrighty, so here are those 2 pieces, and I forgot to mention you want to press towards F, so you're going to press towards the bottom, in my case the lighter blue. Now you're going to pull back those 2 flying geese that you made, and you are going to sew one. I'm just going to show you on one of these, but again you're doing it on both. You're just going to add it like that, so you have this little unit like that, and you're going to sew that to the left side, matching up the fabric E with E, F with F. And again, 2 times. Now here's my hint here. You definitely want to pin And I would sew on this side so you can see where that, let me move the fabric a little bit. You can see where the crisscross is of the seams. That's what you want to sew on, or just a hair that way, and then you'll get a nice sharp point. But you definitely want to pin there and pull it back and look and make sure that everything's lined up nicely. Alrighty, so here are those two units, nice and finished. They turned out great. I'm going to set those aside. The next thing we need are some squares of fabric F, which is in my case this blue, and fabric D, which is this really gorgeous, I love this red. Look at that, it even has some bling in it. And you are going to add, and I'm not going to show you, I mean I'll show you of course how to do it, but you're going to add a square on each side of that red square, the center square. This is D and these are fabric Fs. And you're just going to add one to the left and to the right using your 1/4 inch seam. I'm not going to show you, I'll show you how I sew it, but I'm not going to stop the camera in between. And then you're going to press towards D on both of them, and you're going to do that 2 times. So when I come back, I'll show you the finished product on that one. Alright, so here are those 2 strips, very easy to do. I'm going to set those aside. These are all finishing up this section, the first section of 9, clue 9. The next thing we're going to do is make 2 half square triangles, and I've made these a lot for you. You're going to need your fabric F and your fabric C, 2 pieces, 2 of each, and you're just going to make quick half square triangles, very easy to do, and you're going to press towards fabric A, in my case the F. So I'm going to do those really quickly. I'll be right back. Alright, so here are my 2 half square triangles. Very easy to do. I'm actually going to flip these like so the F is pointing up like that. And the next thing you do is there's some larger strips, and you're going to need to sew those to the left. Almost looks like an arrow or maybe a paper airplane, sort of like the ones you make, you know, when you have a piece of paper. You're just going to sew this to the left of the half square triangle, and you're going to press towards that half square triangle. You do that 2 times. Alright, so here are these 2 pieces. I'm going to set one aside just for now so I can show you what we do next. We're going to bring back that strip we made before, you know, where the fabric D was in the center, and we're going to add that to the top. I want to switch that around so I do that correctly. See how you're getting that little corner there? You want to add that 2 times, so you're going to do the same unit twice, and I'll show them to you when you're done. Now here again, you want to definitely pin, and then when we're done, you're going to press towards that, you're going to press up towards this strip. You definitely want to pin, especially here at that seam. And in this case, you can sew on, I suggest you can sew on either side, but I'm going to pin there, and I'll probably pin one more time here, and just use that 1/4 inch seam allowance, and again 2 times on this unit. Alright, so here's how one of the units looks. There's the other one coming together. We're almost done with section 9A. The last thing we want to do is pull back one of that unit we made at the beginning. And let me make sure I am doing this the right way. Yes. Always take that pattern with you. This is what it's going to look like. Let me move it down a little bit so you can see the whole thing. I know you can't see both at the same time. You are going to add, now you can see a shape coming through here really nicely. But this is what you're going to do. This is that unit we made at the beginning. We're going to sew those together along here, making sure to pin, and we're going to press down again towards that strip right here. And you do that 2 times, and then we will be done with section 9A. I have to tell you, I love doing these month-to-month mystery quilts. I'm going to talk to you while I'm pinning. They're just it's sort of no pressure, and the instructions are so easy to follow. They have pressing guides, they have all kinds of things to help you along. Any skill level can do this very easily. You know, they're just great. I can't say enough about it. I wish I was doing them again. I just didn't have the time to do the next puzzle mystery quilt, but these have been so much fun. I cannot wait to see when this whole one comes together. But here's where I pinned at this seam. I probably won't pin. I think I've said that before. I'm notorious for not pinning. So the pieces fit so nicely together, you don't really need to except at the seams. So I'm going to sew these two together and show you what that looks like, and then we'll get started on 9B. Alrighty, so there we go. There's the unit. I'm only going to show you one. There's not enough room, but we made two of them. That's what they look like. They're pretty cool looking. I like that shape right there. So I'm going to set these aside. These are both the 9A section. Again, I've recommended each month you want to label those, because when we put it all together, you might forget certain ones if you just go by memory, especially because I don't have the pattern for one of the months anymore either, so I better remember it. I'm going to put those aside, and now we're starting with section 9B. And each of these units we're going to do as well 2 times. And you're doing all triangles now. And you know I love my triangles. So for this, you have 2 large triangles, or you should have 2 large triangles of fabric A, 2 large triangles of fabric B, and 2 large triangles of fabric C. And yes, they all fit. I can see it on my monitor. Phew. So this is fabric A. You're going to pair that up with fabric C smaller triangles, so it's going to look like that. Again, the color that you're doing, but these are C and this is A. You're going to pair up fabric B, in my case this light one, with your fabric A triangles, which are the dark blue. And then last but not least, you're going to pair up your fabric C with your fabric E triangles, which is that sort of medium blue. Well, not really medium, it's like a royal blue. So you're going to do that again 2 times. I have both of them piled up here. I would start with the left side on each one, press it out. You're going to press out towards the triangle, the smaller triangles, and then add the second one to the right side. And I'm not going to show you all of that here on the camera. I'll show you when I'm sewing it. But that is how to do that for all of these triangles, and then we're going to sew the triangles together. Alright, so all my flying geese are done. I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to use one of each, because we use one of each of these. I'm going to put these aside so I don't get them mixed up. And we're going to sew like a row of them on top of each other. And I want to make really sure that I put these in the right order. So the bottom flying geese unit will be with fabric A in the middle and the C here. The next one will be fabric C in the middle. Aha, I can see it. That'll help you. Here's your fabric C in the middle, and then that fabric E on the corners. And then fabric B, and yes, that is correct. Okay, so it's a little different here. The coloring's a little different. Here you can see the white continues. But this is correct. So you're going to put, this is fabric B with fabric A in the corners. You're going to sew 2 sort of rows like this, I guess columns I should say. So I'm going to do that. Here I will also pin right here in the middle. I lick my fingers when I move my fabric. Somebody noticed that. You definitely, again, want to sew. Well, you don't have to, but I like to sew on this side so I can see that where the seams crisscross, that helps me get a nice sharp point. Just a little tip there. 1/4 inch along that. You're going to do it 2 times with these other ones too. And then you're going to press for this one. Whoops, I messed it up. For this one, you're going to press down. When you add this one, you're going to press up. But I'm going to go ahead and do them all because I think you get the idea. And then we will see how this section looks. Alrighty, so here's how the strips look. Turned out nicely. You can see how they nice sharp points. I'm excited with those. This is it. This is section 9B of month 9 of the Cotton Cuts Piazza Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I'm going to pull the other 2 units that I made a little bit ago. I made 2 sections this month. It is hard for me to believe that we only have 1 month to go for the grand reveal. So in May will be month number 10, and I will be putting this all together for you and showing it to you, which I'm very excited because I can't wait to see how this looks. Love my red, white, and blue. It's kind of perfect for that time of year too, a summer quilt. Who needs a, red, white, and blue is a big color theme for the summer. And that is it for this month. I hope you've been quilting along with me. If you have, in the comments, make sure to say hi and let me know what colorway you're doing. There were some gorgeous ones in the Piazza. Cotton Cuts always has gorgeous colorways in all of their puzzle mystery quilts. Again, I'm doing the small version. And I hope you've been enjoying my tutorials. 1 more to go, everybody. 1 more to go. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I always appreciate new subscribers. I do lots of tutorials, tips, that kind of thing for quilters. And I hope you have a great day.